People are going to think it's be able to pay for things. People are going to think it's cool to be able to pay for things with just a swipe of their phone, eventually their hand with a chip in it. You already know where this goes. But it literally begins here in terms of doing away with our physical currency, fiat currency, the cash, the change. It starts with the change, literally the penny, and it's going to work its way up. And once they introduce this digital dollar, so to speak, in a digital format connected to blockchain, it's not the same as the other digital. Okay? When they do this and they get everybody onto it, over time, they'll just phase out the dollar. They'll say it's not being used no more, blah, 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 and it'll be phased out. So they won't even have a fight on their hands. But it starts, people are going to think it's cool to be able to pay for things with just a swipe of their phone, eventually their hand with a chip in it. You already know where this goes. But it literally begins here in terms of doing away with our physical currency, fiat currency, the cash, the change. It starts with the change, literally the penny, and it's going to work its way up. And once they introduce this digital dollar, so to speak, in a digital format connected to blockchain, it's not the same as the other digital. Okay? When they do this and they get everybody onto it, over time, they'll just phase out the dollar. They'll say it's not being used no more, blah, 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 and it'll be phased out. So they won't even have a fight on their hands. But it starts, people are going to think it's cool to be able to pay for.
I'm going to start off by giving all praises, infinite honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakwadash, giving double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, as well as the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. I've been speaking about this. I just made a recent lesson, and we consistently, push this same message, that the mark will be implemented, via digital currency, via the blockchain. All right. Ultimately, in and off with these devils trying to put a chip in your right hand or your forehead. Now, these other camps, these false prophets, have to deal with this, and we consistently, push the message, starting off with the elders on down the like-minded brethren. All right. As if this is on repeat, all right, because this is one of the major prophecies in the scriptures. All right, this is the etymology of marked. It says having a mark, Old English, all right, meaning clearly defined, easy to distinguish. All right, mark, all right, and this is in the Old English to put a mark on, to trace out boundaries. And we always go into the Hebrew, which that word mark, right, means charagma in the Hebrew. And there's a difference, and there's a line drawn, all right, about who's teaching this truth and who's playing around. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, is going to separate, all right, the goats from the sheep. And it's going to end off, all right, ultimately separating the same two with the message that, the men are speaking. Because you have men speaking a different tune. And there's particular judgments set up for men that do so. All right, these prophecies are going to come, man. All right, this is Isaiah, all right, 55 and verse 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not hither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. All right. So everything that the Lord said was going to come to pass. All right. Is going to come, because the Lord works, ultimately through predestination, and also through prophecy by speaking before. All right. This is how he's always been. And we know he does not change. OK. It says Isaiah 48 and verse 3. It says, I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. And this is what the Lord does. He says what he's going to do, and the Lord means business. Everything that we prophesy is all of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, not of ourselves. All these prophecies that are jumping off the page. All right. Ultimately, the Lord, he set this thing up perfect. And in these times, through faith, myself, I believe Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to save me in these times that's approaching. All right. That's why we are firm and try to keep this message, all right, loud and clear, even if it hurts your ears and bugs you. All right. We consistently sound the same alarm. All right. Trying to be transparent as possible. This is Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now, the Lord has a lot going on. It's going to be some trying times that we about to approach. I shared something on my page earlier. All right. And this is what's taking place.
I'm tired of TV, tired of scrolling through the same apps every day,
we're about to approach
tired of being lonely.
some trying times.
Murderous truck drivers prowling the nation's highways for victims have become familiar villains, really, in TV shows and movies.
In fact, the percentage of long-haul truckers who become murderers is small. But according to the FBI, there are likely hundreds of homicidal truck drivers on our roads.
Right, you have serial killers at large, and it's going to be even worse in Jacob's trouble. The Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to bring, the killer spirits out. Different beasts are going to be created, and it's going to be more judgments going on. All right, as these police departments start falling off, and all hell is going to break loose when this devil declares, the MOTB, because these people can't see it, they don't believe it. All right, and they're going to perish unto their unbelief. I just had a quick message I wanted to push. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.